I just took I turned the Bluetooth off on my phone so I wouldn't get
Oh, it's
interrupted
live
with your
streaming
call or
now.
whatever. Okay,
Oh, that's good. Yeah, it's live streaming now. All right, here we go.
nice.
Laying this in.
Do it.
Welcome to Earl and the Idiot, the show that gives you the answers you need to take your business to the next level. With Earl Flormata, one of Vancouver's most sought-after business and marketing consultants, author of Business Engine Optimization, consultant to over 60 successful businesses, an all-around evil marketing genius with a combined total of more than $70 million worth of sales to his credit. And some idiot. Okay, here we go.
I love how we have the synchronized hand movements and opening dance sequence now.
Nice. Yeah, I got to do something.
Yeah.
Can't just sit there. Can't sit. I can't sit still. It's not in my nature. Let me just gonna make sure I got the Facebook live stream up here.
All right.
Yeah, there it is. So we can see. We'll assume nobody's tuned in yet because actually, it'll tell me how many people are watching, right?
I think it says I not on the desktop version, but like on the mobile version. So
Mhm.
it's weird how like some things are better on mobile and some things are better on desktop. So is what it
Yeah.
is. Although lately, I had this weird thing happen to my browser where Facebook makes like this little mini tab, and it just kind of took over. And it started just making more and more and more of them. So I think Chrome crashed or something bad happened, and it
Sounds
started
dodgy.
hitting all the tabs. I'm like, what the hell? And so, anyways, I unpinned all of them, rebooted, and everything's fine again. But
Hmm.
like for the longest time, it would just start spawning off extra Facebook tabs. And I'm like, wonder if I'm getting hacked or not. I guess we'll
Hmm.
see. But no, I think I just squished a bunch of keyboard buttons and just started. It started saying that Facebook tabs were super important, and it just started spawning them off. So we'll
Hmm.
see.
Oh, and it sounds kind of hacky. I don't know. Keep an eye on it.
Yep, definitely.
I once downloaded a browser extension.
Hmm.
It's a color picker. You ever use a color picker?
Yeah.
Those are super handy for design stuff. And it started playing random YouTube videos.
Oh, that's weird.
I guess it's like a trying to drive up engagement or whatever.
Or ads or something. Yeah, yeah. Who
Yeah.
knows? That's one sneaky way to do it. Happily on the Mac, the color pickers are just built in. There's an app built in on the Mac that just has an auto picker. I'm like, oh, that's good. So, I don't know. It's,
Well,
it's one
aren't
of
you
those
fancy?
tools that just sounds like, hey, that sounds like common sense. We probably need one of those
Yeah, true.
built in.
Anyway, I'm kind of killing a bit of time because I want the room to fill up. But hi, Earl. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I like how we completely made this whole thing where we totally ignore each other in the beginning. We
Yeah,
don't we don't,
exactly.
we
We
don't even
just
say hi because we're gonna waste good content.
right. Well, God forbid one of us says an amusing anecdote that then
God.
doesn't get to go out on the air.
Yeah, yeah. So we actually say our hi is after the fact, which I think was hilarious. So
Exactly. It's the new greeting is can you hear me? That's the new
yes.
way to say hello.
Can you hear me? Is the audio good? Yep, yep,
Hmm.
yep, good. Hit play.
Hmm.
Quick, don't say
Here's
anything
here
till the thing's recording. So
yeah. Here's a fun fact. Did you know that hello did not become a greeting until the phone was invented?
so what did they say before that?
Greetings, I guess hi. Used to say ahoy apparently was a thing.
Ahoy. Yeah. I
Yeah.
can see that.
Hello was more of a shout to get attention.
Oh, interesting. So it
And
just became the de facto standard for phones only.
yeah, exactly. So they actually sat down and had a discussion and were like, what should become the thing you say on the phone? I think maybe they went with hello because the signal was so bad at the start. You had to sort of really shout to get attention.
And that's why the what was that the old Verizon commercial? Can you hear me now? So
There was this spoils the joke. One of the funniest commercials I ever saw was in England, and it was this. I think it was in England. It was this guy, worst job in the world.
mhm.
Actually, it was a commercial. I think it was just a skit. And his worst job in the world. This guy just sort of gets up. He's obviously very depressed and like his life's boring. Puts a suit on, drives to work, checks in. He's like, ugh. Sits down at his desk and he picks up his phone and he goes, yes, yes, yes. This goes on for a while. It goes and has lunch, come back, yes. And then it cuts it right at the end. It's like, this to the other guy. Can you hear me now?
Oh, that's awesome.
Right.
Can you imagine that being your job? That'd be terrible.
That's your job. Oh, hey, if it paid well, I take it.
I thought people were kidding me when they said in Japan like the answering is for the phone is mushi mushi, and I'm like, really?
Yeah, for real. We have
So
someone watching. Or is that
excellent,
just me? Is it just say, is this recording me as watching? Oh no, someone's liked it. Who's it like? Rubo Raz.
nice. Hello, hello.
Nice. Remember, like the show, get the shout out. We will read your comments on the air. The
Absolutely.
less we have to create the content, the better. All right, we should probably get rolling. So this is Earl and the Idiot. Thank you so much for tuning in. We introduced you to the purpose of the show. We have Earl, resident Smarty Pants. Have you heard the song in the intro or the intro? What do you even call that? Spiel? Is it a spiel?
I think it's just called an intro. So
All right. If you heard the intro, you know Earl's a smart guy to take advice from. And I'm here to ask him some stupid questions and see what wisdom he can bestow on us because you have to be willing to be dumb to be smart, right?
yeah.
Shakespeare put it much better. You'll hear that at the end of the show, but that's what I say. You got to be dumb to be smart. And the way we do the show is we ask AI. We Earl tells me what things he's encountered in his role as consultant or general mingler and networker this week. What problems people are coming to him with, and we pick one of those and we just plug it into AI, and AI outputs our show notes, and then we just go over it. Real simple.
I do like how I just cheat. I just go back in the week and I go, hey, what the hell happened between the last show and this show? And then I just pick three of them out of the 10, 12 that happened. And I try to pick the three that probably, we'd have a fun discussion around. Like
Right.
sometimes it's really boring. Like, should I do this? I'm like, yes, yes.
Right. Should
Like
I file
it's
my
super
taxes?
basic.
Yes.
It's like, hey, should I sell these things? I'm like, yes, yes, you should. There's no show around that, right? Whereas
Yeah.
if it's a deeper question, it's more fun. So
Exactly. And how was your week this week? Tell me about what you got up to this week and what you encountered.
pretty interesting stuff. I was not trying to pitch. So I'm just telling people like we're just catching up on old times or who are you and what do you do? And then I tell them what I'm up to. And all of a sudden they're like, can I come? Right?
Yeah.
Like, can we play too? I'm like, well, I guess, sure, I guess. And
Hmm.
so I inadvertently made, I think we're up to like 4 joint ventures by accident this week.
Oh,
So, and some of them are leading to like thousands and thousands of clients by accident. So it's
this is
always
for merchant processing?
yeah, for merchant processing. Because yeah, I just tell them, well, hey, what are you up to? I'm doing this. Uh, Wait, I have customers for you. I'm like, okay, can I get
Yeah.
paid for this? And
Mhm.
yeah, that's how it works. And they're like, when do we start? I'm like, oh my God, I have to make the training. So speaking of which, I have to still make the training for you and John. So yeah, we'll get there.
Nice.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. Cool. So, shall we dive right into it?
Yeah, let's dive right in.
20 minutes later? Well, 10 minutes later. We're ahead of the curve now. We can
Yeah, no
talk for
kidding.
longer.
We
I'll be
didn't
sure
babble
to
for so long.
I'll be sure to divert into anecdotes and
Excellent.
digressions as much as possible to fill the time out.
Right.
But again, those just joining us, if you like the show, you'll get a shout out. If you comment, we will read it. I'm actually going to pull up your LinkedIn profile as well because sometimes we get likes on there too.
Hmm, fair enough.
Like, I think people watch it more after the fact there.
I,
Earl is
I
alive.
try
Look
to
at that.
keep my tab count down while I'm recording, just because if I
Oh, yeah.
don't, my computer will start to get angry. So, because usually I have like 87 tabs open, right? So I actually reboot before the show. I do all these best practices before the show, so everything doesn't explode. Uh,
Nice.
just in case, just in case.
Okay, so today's topic is to sponsor or not to sponsor. We're looking at sponsoring local events as a booth and recognition at the show. In this day and age of digital marketing, is this still tenable, or is it too expensive time, effort, and capital to run these events? Oh yeah, I should say I should explain this to those who are new. I always try to make the background. I make a background to match the topic of the day, and I asked for. I didn't specify a booth specifically for my company. I
Oh,
just
good.
said a booth out of a trade show, and I guess it was like, well, what is it going to be for? Like, I assume it's for his company. So this
Right.
guy is the age of AI.
Yeah.
There he is, and he's got a booth at a show of some kind. I guess this is more of a trade show.
Yeah.
And we're asking the question: is it too expensive time, effort, capital? He's finding it's too expensive. He's not getting ROI on his investment of time and money. And you can see his digital display is
Sad.
very sad.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I don't know. The
Hang
other
on.
day,
Hmm.
oh, go ahead.
No, I just noticed that they must have improved the algorithm because my hands aren't disappearing.
Yeah, yeah.
It used to just focus on your face, and if your hand wasn't like here, it was over here, it would disappear. But
Well,
actually, my
wasn't
hand
that
is,
the AI test that you put three fingers in front of your face and
yeah.
move your hand and if so,
I've also got the
yeah,
thumbs
thumbs
up
up.
thing. Is there a piece? Oh, a piece.
I don't know.
No? Heart? There goes.
There's a bunch of those. I just don't have them turned on right now. I think it hurts.
What is it? It comes out of where you put your hand? Yeah. That's
I
it for
think
a while.
so.
Come on. It's not organizing.
Now it's not working.
I'm
So
doing a great job of dilly-dallying, aren't I?
a little bit.
Okay, so I picked this one. It's because it seemed a little different from what we usually talk about. Um, and honestly, I don't have many thoughts on it, so I might have a hard time contributing to today's episode. But explain the concept. In broad terms, what are we talking about when we talk about sponsoring?
Um, so in this case, it came up actually because let me think. There's like three people doing shows right now. Like one of my guys is at a show right now as we speak, right?
Hmm.
So at a trade show, and it's do you grab a booth at the trade show? Do trade shows still work? Um, in this day and age of everything just being digital and AI and everything else, all of a sudden it's like, remember back in the day when you got a piece of mail, you're like, oh, I got mail. And then after a while, all the marketers got on it, and then you get this deluge of mail, and you're like, oh, mail, right?
Hmm.
And then everything went online. It's like, oh, I got an email. And then all of a sudden the marketers got a hold of it, and then you get the deluge of emails. It's like, oh, crap,
Hmm.
marketers ruin everything. And so,
It's the arms race.
yeah, well, is it back, has it cycled back all the way around that in-person stuff is cool again? Um, and that's the question we're taking a look at today to
Mhm.
sponsor or not to sponsor. Should I get a
Right.
booth or not? And is it worth it?
So are you talking about booths at like just one booth amongst many, like this fella? Are you talking about like sponsoring some
All,
kind of meetup, some kind of event, and then you get to have a booth there because he sponsored it?
all of the above. All of the above.
Yeah.
So we're actually we're going to sponsor a booth at a local event here
Hmm.
ourselves. And then we're partaking in like large events as well
Yeah.
for like work stuff. And then we're also like I'm a keynote at an upcoming talk at a college because they wanted us to quote unquote sponsor it by speaking at it. I'm like, all right, sure, no problem. And now we're doing a
Right.
joint venture and now we're working together. So I'm like, oh, that's convenient.
Oh well. So is that just a spoiler that it is worth it?
So
Have we
um
already answered the question, and we haven't even done the show yet?
it's what you do at it, right?
Right.
Because you can go to a show and it'll be a complete bust, right?
Yeah.
Or you can follow the best practices that surprisingly still people still don't do, right? You can just Google this stuff, or you can do freaking ask AI, hey, what are the best practices to run at a show? And people still
Yeah.
don't run it, and people still don't do it. And yeah, it's kind of horrible still. So
Okay. All right. Well, don't keep talking. Don't give away the shop here. This is probably all will come up in due course.
let's go.
Let's keep people tuned in. Don't just give them all the answers they're looking for right off the bat, and then they leave. We got something. Oh, you won't believe what happens at the end of this video. Oh man, I hate those ones. It's like, oh, here's a bunch
Terrible
of crazy
thumbnail.
fails. You won't believe the last one. It's like,
Yeah,
you bastard. I stay and watch because I want to see it. But when it like doesn't actually deliver and it's like not even an impressive one, and they just threw those words in there to keep you watching, it makes me so
just
mad.
the hook to get you. Yeah, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
always mad when that happens to me too.
Do you remember there was briefly a trend of videos with no payoff?
Yeah,
They
that drove me
they were
crazy.
everywhere for a little bit, where
It
they'll be
drove me
like, okay, when
nuts.
I pull this, like I'm gonna do a magic trick. When I pull this curtain up, you're not gonna believe what's here. Okay, right. So all right, one. Okay, now keep watching, and they'll go. The videos are like 20 minutes long,
Yeah, and then nothing
and
freaking
they're
happens. Yeah.
continuously like hyping up like they're about to do it, and then they don't. I was like, oh my lord, this is so annoying. Thank God those disappeared.
Yeah, but then people would send it to their friends to screw their friends, right? And then their friends are like,
Oh,
"Damn it, why'd you send this to me?" Because I lost
bad
20 minutes.
friends.
Now you lost 20
Mhm.
minutes.
Yeah, after about the third or fourth like fake reveal where they didn't do it, I was like, "What the hell's going?" I wised up. I was like, "This is a ruse." I just skipped forward to the end, and the crazy part is they never reveal anything.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Like
like just give me a reveal at the end. Anyway,
they don't.
digressing. Okay, so AI says to us, "All right, EATI time. Let's go." There's that purple devil thing again.
Yeah.
I don't know why I think that's a representative icon for our show, but all right. Topic: to sponsor or not to sponsor events in a digital world. One, so we got three things to do. You didn't even ask it for three. You didn't even give it the prompt of give me the three things and the two things and the one thing.
Oh, I forgot to paste the prompt in.
Yeah, but let's see. Did it do it? Three. Yeah, two things to avoid. Red hot tip. Is that your hack of the week or its hack of the week?
It is no, I put a hack of the week at the bottom, but
Okay. Anyway, we'll get there. We'll get there. So we're going to start with three things to do when it comes to sponsoring events. So number one, treat sponsorship like a funnel, not a logo. If
yes.
your only play is to put a logo on a banner, hope people remember you, congrats, you just donated money. Instead, pre-event, tease it, email, social, DM invites, ad event, capture leads, QR, contest, demo, booking, post event, follow up like a savage. That's where we all screw it up, isn't it?
Hmm.
Sponsorship isn't awareness. Sponsorship is lead capture in disguise. Is it disguised? Seems pretty bold to me, but okay.
Yeah, it should be pretty prevalent. I mean, if you're going there, you're going there to be pitched, right? Like that's the whole
Right?
point of going to a trade show. But treating it like a funnel, not a logo, absolutely. But people still treat it like a logo. I've seen people spend tens of thousands of dollars on trade shows and just literally have their logo on stuff, right? And I'm like,
Hmm.
who are these guys? What do they do?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like I've seen people sponsor like they spend like 10 grand on like, oh yeah, we sponsored lunch. And so they bought everybody food. But there's no a word from our sponsor. It's just a little sign that says, today's lunch sponsored by logo. And I have
Yeah.
no idea who the hell they are or what they do or what they stand for or what their message is. I'm like,
Hmm.
well, I kind of want to know who bought me lunch, right?
Right.
Sometimes. So it's just like, other people are just, I'm just here for the food. But like, I'm here for the marketing experience. I want to see what you got and see what you're doing and see what you're up to and see if I want to buy your product or service, right? So
Hmm.
yeah, don't treat them just like a logo, right? That's not good.
Are people afraid to be outreachy? Do they think they're being rude or
I think that they're just lazy sometimes, right? Because sometimes just don't forget, like sometimes it's the corporate wants to put on, a presence at a show and they just want to be seen, right? They're like, oh yeah, we're still in business, we're still around, right? I talked
Mhm.
to some people and they're not approaching anyone. They're just sitting at the booth, quietly staring at their phone. People walk by them and stuff and like, oh yeah, yeah, we're just here to show face. And I'm like, then why even show up? Like just stick a banner there and screw off, right? If
Yeah.
that's what you want, right? But you're there to engage with people. You're there to talk to people. You're there to spread the word. You're there to capture leads. And if you're not doing all those things, why are you spending tens of thousands of dollars?
God, is that what it costs? I'm gonna get this booth. I'm gonna actually build the robot and I'm gonna get that booth.
So, well, like usually the booth space at the larger ish events, because I used to be like a road warrior. We used to do this all day long, all throughout the year.
Yeah.
And booths will cost, depending on the nature of the booth and the size of the business and the industry, anywhere between 5,000 and on average, and this is going to sound crazy, like $100,000. So, to be at like the gift show in New York, I
Mhm.
think we were spending maybe 7K a booth.
Was that the
To
Buddha
be,
boards?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how much it costs to be at those shows. And then
Wow.
to be at like the Gartner event, it's like 100, 150 grand minimum. to have a booth at that event. So
Hmm.
it depends on the size and nature of your business, right? Those are all enterprise size accounts, right? The people you're competing against are like Oracle and IBM and all these giant, just these giant players. So to
Hmm.
be there is $100,000. So I'm like, oh, holy cow. But if your average sale is 200 grand, you make one sale and you double your money, right? So
Yeah.
it just depends on what the space is.
Yeah, I think that people are so familiar with advertising at the level of McDonald's and Coca-Cola that they think like that. They think, I'll just put my brand name out there. When it's like those guys have the billions of dollars to become omnipresent.
Yeah, well, they're paying like a bajillion dollars just for like movie product placements, right? So you're
Yeah.
seeing it in the movie. So, the Coke can becomes a norm in society, and you're like, oh yeah, I recognize that, right? And so you see it
Hmm.
everywhere, right? The car manufacturers are paying for this kind of stuff. But,
Hmm.
the little tiny mom and pop business, you are not a Coca-Cola, right? So you got to advertise differently.
Right. And so that means you don't just put your banner out there, you do something. I was going to ask what sort of things you do, but I had the thought to scroll ahead. Like that's covered later.
Let's go for it.
Yeah. But you remember, McDonald's or Coca-Cola just advertises everywhere. Remember the Pepsi challenge?
Yes, I remember that.
Oh God, I love the Pepsi challenge. I was really young when that happened, but it was like you go and you try the Pepsi, and then they just like hand you a prize for trying the Pepsi. I'm like, you're gonna give me a drink for free, and then you're gonna just give me something else for free?
Yeah. But
Don't
I could
get
tell the difference between the tastes, and I bet it was a dick, so I always pick Coke and then look at them.
it.
So what's interesting about the Pepsi Taste Test Challenge is that branding actually made a difference.
Hmm.
So when you did it blindly, people chose Pepsi because they liked the taste of Pepsi. Unless you're me,
Hmm.
I prefer the taste of Coke. And
Yeah.
so, and I could tell the difference. But when they revealed it and you could taste it and then look at it,
Hmm.
everybody flocked towards the Coca-Cola because they did such a good job branding that you look at the can and it affects the way your memory remembers the taste, and you go, oh yeah, that's family picnics and this and that
Hmm.
and Christmas
Yeah.
dinners and this and all of a sudden everybody picked Coke when you could see the can. It's like that's hilarious. So
I remember seeing a video. It was really interesting where they it was a whole documentary episode of a show or whatever, and it was like they were talking about that about how your perception affects your taste. It was mainly around food,
absolutely,
and
it does.
they had a brownie and they served it to people on a napkin, and they said, "Taste this brownie," and then based exclusively on taste, they told them based just on the taste, how much would you pay for this brownie, right? And like $1.50, $2, whatever. Okay, great.
Mhm.
And then a different group of people, they served the brownie on like a large white, like gourmet looking plate,
Right.
same brownie, and said based just on the taste, how much you want to pay for it. And they're like $4, $5,
Yeah, it's the same
same
freaking brownie.
brownie. And they asked him, don't ignore the presentation, just go by the taste. But the presentation still affected their opinion of the value of that brownie.
They did the same thing with a shoe store for like Payless shoes.
Oh, Pele, I saw that.
Police, right? Remember that?
Yeah.
And then
Pelesi.
Palessi, and then they did the same thing with water from a garden hose,
Oh, really?
where they bottled all these different waters, have them in different bottles. It's all the same garden hose water.
Oh, they pretended it was a bunch of different waters, and they were like, but
Well,
it was
yeah,
all
well they
exactly the
packaged
same.
them all differently and said, oh, this one's from here and this one's from there and da, da, da. It's all the same garden hose water. And the one that was in the prettiest bottle and had the best story was like, oh, this is the best tasting water.
Hmm.
And
There you go.
it's pretty funny how much that perception affects, how you perceive stuff because that's everything, right?
Yeah. That's a whole nother show right there.
Yeah.
All right, moving on here. Am I delaying? Well, yes, I am. So, the number two thing to do when sponsoring events in the digital age, pick rooms, not reach. Everyone gets hypnotized by 500 attendees. Cool. How many are buyers? You want tight niche events, high intent audiences, decision makers, not tire kickers. A 50-person room of killers is greater than a 500-person room of just browsing.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Um, it's about quality, not quantity. So if you just
Hmm.
jam a bajillion people in a room and they're not qualified buyers, you're not going to get a whole lot of sales, right? You're not going to get a whole lot of conversion. You're not going to get a whole lot of anything, right? You're just spinning your tires for nothing. The same thing could be said though for social, right? Like I got a bajillion views, but you got a bunch of views from the wrong people, right? It doesn't matter then, right? Like so they're back in the day, we used to augment views on social media, or we used to augment views on YouTube by buying views from like Pakistan and India. And the problem is if
Mm.
you did that, yeah, your view shot, your view count went up, but the viewers were for people from people that from other countries that couldn't purchase your product because it's out of their price range because they're in a different country, right? So
Mm.
so yeah, yes, your view count went up, but your buyer count didn't go anywhere, and you just spent a bunch of money on, ego inflationary numbers that did nothing. So
Right.
I would rather, people are like, oh, well, there's only 100 people going to that event, but all 100 are qualified buyers,
Hmm.
rather than going to a 10,000 person event where there's 100 qualified buyers, but I got to sift through 10,000 people to find them, right? So
Right.
yeah, 100, yeah, quality way more than quantity.
Okay. Cool. I thought I had a brilliant insight there, and just
Well,
kind of
okay,
vaporized off it.
I can expand more. There was this one
Okay.
really cool methodology where for
Mm.
like high-end buyers, for high-end software, for example, like it was $200,000 software, there was a matchmaker. And so the event was not just a rando event where people would just, show up and do whatever. They would actually find the people who are showing at the event, and then other people who are attending the event, and actually ask the both of them questions as to figure out who would be their best match, right? And
Mm.
when it figured out who the best match is, it would actually book meetings for these guys to meet, right? So here's your booth and here's your meeting space. Make sure you have at least two or three staff so that there's always someone at the booth and there's always someone at the meeting space. And I'm like, oh, that's genius, right? Like,
Mm.
and so we paid more for the event, but we were guaranteed X number of matches who we set the bar for. They have to be doing this much revenue, have this many employees, have this much budget to spend, and have this problem. And
Mm.
my God, the ROI on the matchmaking conferences was so much higher than the spray and pray conferences, right?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
All right. Now here's what I want to talk about. Engineer a reason to stop at your booth. Nobody wakes up thinking, "Man, I hope to talk to sponsors today," except for Earl. Earl thinks that. You need a hook, live demo, free audit, your style, merchant processing equals perfect. Giveaways with qualification, not random junk. Interactive or slightly disruptive experience. So basically, just shout at people walking by. Hmm. If your booth looks like a brochure stand, you've already lost.
Yeah, you got to get people to come, and you got to get people to come for the right reasons,
Hmm.
right? So, uh, there's got to be a structure to get people to come, and a link between what your bait is and how to get people to buy stuff. So, remember many moons ago, another friend and I were at a trade show. We were at different booths, and he pulled everybody and their dog to his booth because I think it was like in Arizona or something like that. It was a really hot place. I just remember it being super hot, and I remember
Hmm.
Arizona being real hot. So, when I went, and so he had water at his booth. And so he bottled it and just stuck the word magic water uh, on his water. And you could see everybody walking around the conference with magic water. I'm like, holy crap, I don't even went to your booth. Like everybody. Why? Because everyone's thirsty. But the problem was, although he got everybody to his booth, there was no qualification between the magic water and what he was actually selling. Right.
Hmm.
And so, yes, he got everyone to show up. Yes, everyone took his damn water. Yes, everyone I mean, this is, oh my God, this is like probably like 15 to 18 years ago. Everyone at that conference was talking about the magic water guy, but no one knew what he did. Right. And I'm like, oh
Hmm.
no. Like, so your bait to bring people in. Yeah, it brought people in, but no one who knows who you were, what you did. You just wasted a bunch of money on water, giving it away. Right. So congratulations, you just donated a bunch of money. Right. So,
Right.
so yes, he was popular. Yes, it showed up, but man. Didn't do so well, right?
So what sort of thing? What sort of things get capture identities for follow up? What are
Um,
good things to do?
so okay, here's a multi-tiered one we did back in the day. So, um, I won't name names, but we had the rights to the biggest bag at the conference.
Hmm.
Now, that sounds weird. Like, no, we specifically asked the conference guys, like, "Look, this is a dimension of our bag. We would like the rights to maintain the biggest bag at this conference." And they're like, "Well, all right." And the majority of the conference attendees that were going to these things were women. So, number one, we knew that the women liked the bags. Number two, we retained the right for the biggest bag. So, what happened was that as people walked around the conference gathering swag, they needed to put in the bag. And because ours was the biggest bag, they would put other bags into our bag.
Hmm.
And our logo was everywhere, right? So, all of a sudden, we're everywhere. We're seen everywhere. We're attracting the right type of demographic. And the way to get the bag is you got to give us your email.
Oh,
And that was
okay.
it. So we captured a way to get the demo that we were after. So because we were targeting specifically women for this particular product. We wanted those folks to come to our booth, and we were like the practical, bag for everything. It was hilarious because all over the conference you could see us. And then here's the kicker. The day after at the airport, you just saw nothing but our bags everywhere at the airport. And the hilarious thing is, other people at the airport were also interested in this product and like, where did you get that bag from? Like, why does everyone have this bag? And it was a total just mind screw over. Everyone's like, what the hell? Why is this bag everywhere? Why can we see it everywhere? Because it was the biggest, right?
Right. Everybody else's bag goes into your bag.
Yep. And we got the emails of all of our target demographic. We got all the right types of people. So yeah. I mean, we got some people who just wanted the big bag, but we got all of the demo at that conference who we wanted to get. And there were lineups of people fighting over the stupid bag, right? Because we only put a couple out at a time, so people wouldn't like hoard them,
Right.
and you can only get one, right? So when it started to get a little low, man, there were like almost fights breaking out, going, "Oh no, I want that bag," and it was pretty funny. So and then we'd reach into the back, bring out a whole stash more, and they're like, "Oh, thank God," right?
Hey,
And then that would prevent the fight from happening, and I'm like,
Mhm.
"Oh, good." So.
By the way, speaking of running out of things at conferences, did you see the Hello Kitty transit card
Oh, that,
craziness?
that debacle of everyone wanting the Hello Kitty one? Yeah.
Yeah, they released a Hello Kitty transit compass card,
Oh, geez.
and we went to the mall on Saturday, and because we don't like fighting with crowds, we always get to the mall when it first opens.
Yeah.
So we got there at 9:30, and there was a lineup from the front door of the mall. I don't know if you know where the Walmart is at Metrotown,
Hmm.
past Metrotown
Holy
to the
crap.
street, around the corner, and then zigzagging through, I don't know, it was a parking lot or just kind of an open space.
You've
Half an
pissed off
hour
your
before the
you,
mall
you've
opened.
pissed off your camera. Now it doesn't see you and now it's
Oh,
just
really?
waiting for it. Okay. So that's crazy. I can't believe, how much pull on the lure Hello Kitty has to this day.
Right? Yeah, I remember seeing the stats of like um, IP that generates the most revenue, and Hello Kitty is way up there,
Yep.
like better
Yep.
than Star Wars and stuff.
Yeah, that's insane.
Anyway, all right, moving on. Two things to avoid when sponsoring events. One, avoid brand awareness justification. What does that mean? This is the biggest lie in event marketing. Brand awareness equals, I don't know how to measure this, but I hope it works. Busted. If you can't tie it to leads, booked calls, partnerships, revenue pipeline, it's a vanity expense. This is kind of a restatement of the earlier point.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, brand awareness. So people like again, like that one person at the show who's like, "Oh yeah, we're just here to show face," da da da, da, and they weren't even talking to people. I'm like, "What's the point of you coming to the show if you're not talking to people?" Like people would come up to the booth and I would watch, and they wouldn't engage. They wouldn't even look up from their phone. You just see them like this the whole time, and I'm like, "Why are you even here? Why'd you spend all that money to show up and look at your phone? Like you could sit at home and look at your phone, right?
Hmm.
Not spend $5,000 to be here." So yeah. And some people are just like, yeah, we just want to get our logo out there and get known. I'm like, you don't have business cards on your desk, right? Like, how are people supposed to
Mhm.
contact you after the event? You're not collecting the leads. So all the people who came to the event coming to see you, you're not going to call them back afterwards? That's crazy.
Yeah, I was going to ask that question, but it's actually the next one. So should we just charge ahead?
All right.
All right. Two, avoid one and done thinking. Most people show up, smile, pack up, disappear. That's burning money. The real ROI comes from follow up within 24 to 72 hours, content from the event, clips, photos, interviews, retargeting attendees. Events are content, relationships, and pipeline, not just day of.
I agree with that, but I also disagree with that.
All right.
So remember when I told you that marketers ruin things and then you just get this deluge of emails and everything else and da 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 da. Um, if the follow-up is only between 24 and 72 hours and you stop, that's a lot of people do. They do one
Mm.
follow-up, they do one phone call, one email, and then bail, right? And then
Right.
stop. Um, that's not going to help you because remember that if that person went to a conference and there were like 5,000 booths at this conference, guess how many emails are getting on Monday, right?
Mhm.
Like a bajillion, right? So yeah,
Right.
yours should be in that mix, but you should have longer sequences post-event that give all those little bits and goodies dripped over time, right? It's not just like it says one and done. One and done also involves a follow-up of one and done, right? If
Mhm.
your follow-up sequence is one and done, like I send no less than a series of 4 emails every single time I do a follow-up sequence. And if I do a follow-up sequence properly, I'm doing like 4 follow-up sequences. And so that's 4 times 4 emails. So that's 16 like touch points. So so if you're not doing that, you're not building rapport, you're not building relationships. That's just the one and done as well, right? So yeah, you
Right.
definitely have to avoid one and done thinking.
Yeah. I definitely have noticed with myself that I'm not immune from this. I take a few reaches to finally respond to something.
Hmm.
I mean, I'll see something like, oh, that's kind of interesting. It happens again. Oh, yeah, I should probably talk to those people. The third time, it's like, I better take action on this because I didn't the first time, 2 times. I'll call them now.
And that's why
It's
it
not an
says
invitation for everybody
retargeting.
to start emailing me.
Yeah, retargeting attendees is also good, right? So like
Yeah.
after like, right after the event, so retargeting as like a paid traffic source is still a good thing, right? So, throw that out there and then retarget them, a week, a month, 3 months after the event. Maybe they're still looking for a solution. They've
Yeah.
forgotten about you 3 months from now, right?
Mhm.
So hit them again, but it's cheap because you've already targeted them once.
You know who got me with the craziest amount of, I don't know if it's specifically retargeting, but just absolute omnipresence on the internet is Angine de Poitrine. You following this?
Hmm. Don't know.
You probably know what I'm talking about. It's that music duo that dress in like the spotted costumes with the weird masks.
Still don't know.
See, there you go. I'm being targeted because I cannot escape this. They're this French Canadian music duo, and they wear these crazy costumes and masks. Like their identity is hidden. You don't know who they are,
Hmm.
and they play the craziest music, like microtonal, like double the amount of tones in regular music.
Okay.
Time signatures all over the map. It's nuts, and people are going crazy for them right now because they're sort of saying it's like anti AI because
Right.
it's so weird and unpredictable and follows no patterns that AI couldn't be making it.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And I saw the video a couple times. I was like, oh, that's weird. And they're like, oh, people seem to like that. And then I could not escape it. It was on my Facebook feed,
Remember,
YouTube
remember, remember
algorithm.
how your original idea was to grab like the seed of all human creativity and like stick it in an arc, right?
Yeah,
And build it like that? Well, there you go, right? It is targeting you.
yeah. It's because I said that. Anyway, but yeah, but I saw this like I don't know a dozen times before I was like, all right, what's going on? And I finally watch it. Now I love it. It's nuts. It's crazy, but
Hey,
really
it
enjoy it.
worked. So
Yeah,
retargeting works.
yeah. So but now here's the thing I'm not sure about with those guys is did they have a brilliant marketing team who knew how to spend dollars on online extremely effectively, or did they really just connect with people and became ubiquitous organically?
it's got to be retargeting because if they're targeting you because you are a music lover and you're interested in this thing
Yeah,
and that's targeting. So
yeah.
so someone's
And
doing a good job.
here's something I realized too. Um, they've hit a point of popularity, and I'm trying to crystallize this concept, but they struck an or like it's obviously resonating with people. If it wasn't resonating with people, you couldn't force it on everyone,
Hmm.
no matter how much you advertise, right? It's obviously resonating with people, but it's hit a point of popularity now where other content makers are doing reaction videos to this content
Right.
because they know it's popular and will work in the algorithm and get them views.
Well, then the
So
hilarious
there's
thing is
this
it's a
the
spiraling
upward
effect
spiral,
where
right?
the more people review it, the more people see it, the more people see it, the more people go, "What the hell is this?" Um, that happened to me with that song from that Netflix show Demon Hunters,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah,
K-pop Demon Hunters. So like I wasn't really into it. I didn't want to watch it. Like I see this thing on my Netflix and I'm like, oh well, maybe I'll watch it later. And then, the song goes ballistic. And then every music teacher on the internet was like reviewing this one damn song. And I'm like, what is this song they're talking about? And then
mm,
so you listen to the song, I'm like, that's a pretty good song. And then you listen to the song itself, you're like, well, maybe I'll watch the show. Then you watch the show, and then all of a sudden the algo goes bonkers crazy and just starts
yeah,
feeding it to you all day long, every day. And so, yeah. It's interesting how that reverberates throughout the community, and it's funny watching like how the kids got it first, and then the parents were all into it afterwards, and then now all the grandparents are like liking this song, and I'm like, yeah, it took them a while to get to the grandparents, but now the grandparents are all jamming to the same song. I'm like, huh, that's weird, right? So, and
yeah,
it's funny how you see the echo chamber happen, right? It starts off on TikTok, then it moves over to YouTube, then it moves over to Facebook because that's where all the old people are, right? And then yeah, it's just funny how that happens, right?
yeah. And yeah, but it's interesting now that it's like there's this. It's a sphere of success that didn't exist before. It's always had, there's always been kind of part of it, but like, the Beatles say,
Hmm.
in their day, they obviously reverberated but they still had to like keep pushing themselves, right?
Well, yeah, the
If
echo
they came
chamber
out
is easier
today,
now. Yeah.
if they came out today, they'd be all the content creators would go, oh, people are reverberating with the Beatles. I'll do content on them. So you get this updraft when you hit a certain level of engagement.
Yes, 100%. Like it's a flywheel, right? So the moment it hits critical mass and starts pushing, it pushes faster. So
Yeah,
so yeah.
brilliant. I guess part of that is these guys had to be so outrageously original to catch everyone's attention. That's something we were just talking about how a level of average creation is now available to everyone. So you got to be like even more creative to
100%.
stand out.
The
But there's
the
that opportunity if you're a genuine creative person.
the line in the sand has been raised for sure. So that
Yeah,
bar is higher now.
exactly. All right. Said I was going to digress a lot, but I couldn't not talk about it. I was so impressed by how every friggin' thing is these guys right now. Anyway, so here from ChatGPT for sponsoring events, we have a red hot tip. Turn every sponsorship into content multiplication. There you go. Here's the move. Instead of asking, should we sponsor this event? Ask, how do we turn this one event into 30 pieces of content plus 10 deals? At the event, film micro interviews, capture reactions, shoot behind the scenes, record your pitch 5 times. After, drip content for 2 to 4 weeks, tag attendees, DM everyone you met with context. Context or content? Now, this event isn't a cost, it's a content engine plus authority builder plus deal flow machine. This sounds like you're going to agree with this quite
Yeah,
thoroughly.
I'm agreeing with that. I like the micro interviews because then
Mm,
you're getting like user generated content. I like the reaction videos. I like the shoot behind the scenes. It's funny because you'll see me do this for our own events, right? So like,
yeah.
when we were doing the Fuck Up Nights event, I would run around and just video everybody putting up the signage, right?
Mm,
Or setting things up or testing the sound or whatever, or like the attendees flowing in. There's this one clip that Dave did where he set up like a GoPro cam in the corner and then just kind of took the whole thing, like from setup to show to everything in one big go
Yeah.
and just sped it up in a time lapse. And I'm like, that's actually pretty cool. Like, so if everyone's watching it, so anybody who came to the event, we send them that thing, they're like, oh yeah, that part, right? And like, oh,
Hmm.
that's how that sign comes up, and blah blah blah. So
Right.
that's fun, right? Like it's definitely a way to push it, and it gives them the memory of the event. So people come back and go, yes, I do want that. And so what's happened is that this was our third event. Um, as we push this over and over and over again throughout all the events, it becomes easier and easier and easier. Like it's become like exponentially easier to fill events as we had more and more content to push, right? So
Hmm.
yeah, it's been a big difference.
Very good. Final verdict in brackets, Earl style. That's what it says. Events are not dead. Bad event strategy is dead. If you show up passively, too expensive. Show up passively, red X, too expensive. Show up strategically, green check, massively underpriced. Would you say they're massively underpriced or reasonably priced?
I would put reasonably priced.
Yeah, I would say
Reasonably
massively.
priced. I disagree with massively underpriced,
All
but
right.
it's time. Ready?
Yep. Hack of the week.
Hack of the week. So I was once a consultant in the market for the dating industry.
Mm,
And one of the things in that concept was this concept of time travel. And if you can do time travel within the same period of time, you can build a lot of trust very quickly. So instead of just for example, so you meet someone at the club, then you go out to eat afterwards, and then you go out for drinks again after that. You've effectively had three mini dates within a single same day. And so because they've got that like and trust in you, you can push the relationship further in a shorter amount of time because you've now been through three experiences together as opposed to just one experience, right? That's the time
mm,
travel technique. And so I went to an event last weekend, and the most popular and effective booths did this. So they were actually time traveling at the event, and I'm like, oh, very well done. So at the booth, they had someone speaking, like as seen on TV kind of style, right? And he
mm.
had like the little microphone, and he was pitching, and there's a crowd around him, and you had to earn the swag, right? So
Mm.
instead of just people going
Yeah,
to the booth and getting the swag, they're like, no, no, you want the hat? Here, come do this. First person who gets this gets the hat. Boom. People were jumping at doing this. And so he
yeah.
had people following his command. And to get the pamphlets, just the brochure, you couldn't just grab the brochure. You had to watch the presentation, and then they allowed you to grab the brochure. And they're like, oh yeah, by the way, if you want more information, there's nothing for sale. You can't even buy it at the second presentation if you wanted to. We're doing a presentation separately, and they upstairs from the location, they had a whole nother setup. And so you went to the booth, then they dragged your ass upstairs, and I'm like, this is magical. So I just came for the show, so I wanted to watch what they were doing, and so they did
Yeah.
that, and they drag it out to like a third step. So like the show was a three-part funnel for them. It was come to the booth, get information, go to our private suite, get more information, come back to the private suite again for the third iteration, and then they would do calls to action to make sales.
Mm.
And like that pre-qualified their sales like crazy.
Right.
So I,
Everyone's
I
really
was
invested at
super
that point.
impressed. I was super impressed. Out of the 100 and plus booths at that event, maybe 150 booths,
Mm,
two of them did that model. And
mm.
the two that did the model had the biggest crowds, the most engagement, and there was a line of people looking for the freaking elevator to go upstairs. So they did a fantastic. Both of them did a fantastic job. So my hats off to both of those guys. It was just wow. Like this is a real funnel in real life, and people are qualifying themselves to the next step, and it was nuts. So there you go.
Brilliant. I always feel like after the hack of the week, I always feel like we sort of fall off a cliff Like the banter just suddenly is like, oh, I guess that's everything. We're done.
That is everything. We're done. So basically, it's so any comments? Any interesting people asking questions, or are we
Let
ending
me
the show?
see here. Refresh the page. I've been refreshing it. I haven't seen anything else. Anybody else wants a shout out? Well, in that case, Rubel Raz gets a second shout out. That's good bang for your buck. One like gets you two shout outs.
There you go. Efficient engagement.
Oh, hang on. There's a like on the LinkedIn side.
All
Can you
right.
tell me who it is? They always give me these tough to pronounce ones. Stella Ojuku.
Okay. Hey, Stella.
Hey,
So
Stella.
she's
Shout
she's,
out.
she's
Shout
a
out to
regular
Stella.
over at the BEO on Tuesdays. So yeah,
All right. Shout out to you, Stella.
excellent.
Cool. I guess that's it. Thank you so much, Earl, for nuggets of wisdom again. Thank you to ChatGPT for making everything super easy for us and really not making us do any show prep before, you know.
And then
We do
thank
it the
you,
night
Russell,
before
for
now, but
being
it only
a
takes 10 minutes.
yeah, well, and thank you for being a good co-host and coming up with all the tangents to fill in all the shows. So,
Oh, I got tangents, baby.
well, what are
My
we gonna
life
talk
is
about today?
tangents.
I don't know, but I have all the tangents. I have all the tangents.
Yeah. Show me all the tangents. And of course, thank you, one and all, for viewing us this week or whenever you decide to tune in the future when we're not live streaming. We really appreciate it. And remember, if you see me out and about and come up to me and say, hey, you're that idiot,
Yeah,
there's a Starbucks card in it for you. The
absolutely.
challenge is still out there.
Still, the challenge is still out there, and I got it right here. So yeah,
There it is. It's real.
ready to
It
go.
exists.
It's ready to go.
All right. You want to play us out?
Yes, sir. Here we go.
Thanks for listening to Earl and the Idiot. We hope you learned something you can take action on this week. For more information or to contact the show, visit earlandtheidiot.com. And until next time, remember what Shakespeare said. The fool doth think he is wise, but the wise man knows himself to be a fool.
Oh, yeah, for the point. Bye, everybody.